Hello grade 10 students. Today also I am here to do another revision paper. So that's Department of Education Southern Province Year-End Evaluation 2018. So this is paper 1. You get 2 hours. There are 2 parts, part A and part B. Part A 25 short questions and part B 5 long questions. And what are the instructions? This paper consists of 8 pages and here write your index number correctly in the appropriate place on the page and page 3. Answer all questions on this question paper itself. So spaces are provided and you have to answer in the space given. And you get 2 marks for each question in part A and 10 marks for each question in part B. So when it comes to the time, you can spend 2 minutes 24 seconds for paper 1 part A questions and 12 minutes for paper 1 part B questions. So let's do this paper. Part A. Answer all the questions on this paper itself. So try 1 to 7 and then after you do it, look at my answers and check your answers. Question number 1. Find the time in hours that a vehicle which travels at a uniform speed of 70 kilometers per hour to travel 140 kilometers. So here we can say, what's the speed? 70 kilometers travel within 1 hour. The question asks how many hours it takes for 140 kilometers. You can see that this is doubled. So what's the answer? 2 hours. So when you do something like this, always remember the formula. Distance, if its distance is d, s is speed and t is time. So what's the formula? Distance is equal to speed times time. Yeah, s into t. But when it comes to distance over speed, it becomes time. Distance over time becomes speed. So if you know these 3, you can easily find out one of the variable. So here you need to find out time. That means distance over time. So here 70 kilometers, speed is given. 70 kilometers, 1 hour. 140, so you take 140 and divide by 70. So you get 2 hours. So remember the units. Distance, so time is distance over speed. Distance is in kilometers. Speed is kilometers per hour. Here kilometers get cancelled out. H to the power minus 1 when you take it to the numerator, that's H. So that means hours. That's the units. So you don't need to write everything. You get marks, only 2 marks. Dividing by 70, 1 mark and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 2. The time taken for 40 liters of petrol to be pumped into a vehicle through a pump at a certain petrol shed was 2 minutes. Find the rate at which the petrol flows out of the pump. So rate you can write down. This is liters, 40 liters in 2 minutes. This is in minutes. So rate you can simplify. 40 divided by 2 is 20. So what's the unit here? Liters per minute. So you can write minute to the power minus 1. minutes, you can take it to the numerator. Liters per minute. That's how you pronounce. So that's the rate. 2 marks. Dividing by this 1 mark for this answer. Question number 3. Log notation is given. Write in index form. So log 3 base 9 equals 2. So how you write down the index notation? Remember this? 10 squared is 100. So log 10 base 100 is 2. So this is the index. This is the base. And this is the number. So you get 10 squared. That's how you read. 10 squared is 100. So likewise, you can easily convert to index form. 3 squared is equal to 9. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 4. Algebraic fraction simplification. What's the common denominator? Lowest common multiple. That's 4x. X and 4x. 4x is the lowest common multiple. Now convert everything to 4x. Multiply this by 4. 4 times 2, 8. 8 minus 2, 6 over 4x. We can simplify. Divide this by 2. 2 times 3, 2 times 2. So the answer is 3 over 2x. So 2 marks for that. 1 mark, 1 mark. Question number 5. Find the value of x using the information given in the diagram. Here, 2 lines are there. So that means those 2 sides are equal. Isosceles triangle. If this is 50, this is also 50 because of isosceles triangle. Now we know the sum of angles in a triangle. Add up to 180. 50 and 50, 100. So x becomes 180 minus 100. You get 80 degrees. So 2 marks for that. Identifying this one, 1 mark for the final answer. Question number 6. The value of a certain electrical item is 40,000 rupees. If the customs duty that has to be paid is 20% of the value of the item, find the amount that has to be paid as duty. So what's the value? Straight away you can find out the value is 20%. That means 20 over 100 into 40,000. This is in rupees. 2 zeros get cancelled out. You get 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2, 8. 8,000 rupees is the duty value. So 2 marks. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 7. Find the lowest common multiple of the algebraic expressions 6xy squared and 3x squared y. So first we can write down all distinct numbers. 6 means 2 times 3. X and y squared. Here 3x squared and y. For the lowest common multiple, you take the highest power of all distinct terms. So what's the lowest common multiple? 2 ones, 3 only ones. X, what's the highest power? X squared. And what's the highest power of y? Y squared. So what's the answer? 2 times 3, 6, x squared, y squared. That's the lowest common multiple. Or, you know, what's the other method? You can take at once. both terms, divide by 3, divide by 2, and again you can divide by x, divide by x, divide by y, divide by y, and y again. Till you get 1, you can divide. So what's the lowest common multiple? You take the multiplication of all these. 3 times 2, 6, x squared, y squared. So that's the lowest common multiple. So here 1 mark here and 1 mark there. So you get 2 marks if the answer is correct. If the answer is wrong and you have not written the method, you are not getting any marks. So that's why we are recommending to write down the method. At least you get half the marks. Make sure that you write everything. Now you can write down answers for 8 to 15. Question number 8. In the bag, there are 10 red color and blue color balls. When a ball is taken out random, the probability of getting a red ball is 2/5. How many blue balls are there? So it says red and blue balls are there. Altogether 10. If it's x, now we need blue balls. So we'll put x here. So what's this one? 10 minus x, because the total is 10. In the bag, there are 10 red color and blue color balls. When a ball is taken out random, the probability of getting a red ball. Probability of getting red is 2/5. What is the probability of getting blue then? Because if this is 2, this is 3, because the total is 5. Then you know what's the probability of getting blue? That's 3/5. You can write 3/5 for probability of getting blue. That's equal to x is number of blue ones out of 10. Using this one, you can find out x. Cross multiply. You get 30 equals 5x. X equals 30 divided by 5. That's 6. 6 blue balls are there. So we can easily see this is doubled. So you double that. 3 times 2 means 6. So you get 2 marks for that. 1 mark here and 1 mark to identify the probability. Question number 9. The information gathered from the grade 10, 40 students of a certain class regarding the sport they like most. To draw a pie chart, complete the given table. It says 40 students. So straight away you can find out 12, 10. What's the other number? And we know pie chart, the sum of angles around a point is 360. So 162 and 90. What's the total? 252. So 360 minus 252, you get 108. So 108 is this one. And also you can see here 90 means 10. What about 160 also? You can find out the value. So we'll do like that. 90 degrees means 10. What about 162 degrees? Divide by 9. 9 times 1, 9. 72, that's 8. So 18. Now check whether the total is 40. 18 plus 12, 30. 30 plus 10, 40. So that's the answer. So 2 marks, 1 mark for this and 1 mark for this answer. Question number 10. If x is root 47, find the first approximation of x. So we need to find out the closest value. So we'll take the difference between 47 and 46.24. (0.76). This is also we need to check what's the difference. Which one is the closest? Difference is the smallest in this case. It's 47.61. So that's the approximated value. So root 47 you can write 6.9. This is the square term. So take the square root, that's 6.9. So 2 marks, 1 mark here and 1 mark to identify the values. Factorize, making brackets. 49 you can write 7 squared. So you know when you get two terms with square term with the minus sign, we call difference between two square terms. One factor is positive and one factor is negative. Using that, you can straight away write down what are the two factors. One is negative and one is positive. So 1 mark and 1 mark here. Question number 12. If A and B are two sets such that NA is 12, NB is 13 and A intersection B is 5, find the value of union. A union B is, what's the formula? Can you remember? NA plus NB minus NA intersection B. NA, that's 12. NB, that's 13. Intersection is 5. So you get 25 minus 5, that's 20. What's the other method you can do? You can use Venn diagram. If it's A and B here, NA, number of elements in A is 12. So you can write here 12. NB 13, this is 13. Intersection is 5. So that means the whole thing is 12. 12 minus 5, 7 here. 13 minus 5, 8. So the union is 7 plus 5 plus 8. That's 20. So that's also possible. You get 2 marks for that. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 13. The perimeter of a sector A is 25 centimeters. So this is A. Find the perimeter of sector B. Perimeter means outer length. This is 7, this is also 7. There are two ways you can do in this question. You can use two methods for this one. If you take now, here this is also 7, the radius is 7. You can draw this one like 2 of these. But when you add 2 of these, you are adding this one extra here twice. So you can find out double of this and subtract double of this. That's also possible. So what's that method? Perimeter for this one is 25. Double of that is 50. But you get extra 2 lines here, 7 and 7. That means 14. So subtract 14 from that. 36. That's also possible. One can do like this. If this is 7, this is 7. What is this arc length? 25 minus 7 and 7, 14. 11. So this is 11. Arc length is 11. Now you can find out the perimeter of B. This is 11, this is 11 then. 11 and 11, 22 and 14. You get 36 centimeters. So you can use any method. 1 mark and 1 mark for the method. Question number 14. Write the positive integer solution of 3x, x minus 1 equals 0. Product is equal to 0. So if product is 0, you can say either A is 0 or B equals 0. So what are the two terms here? 3 you don't need. You can divide by 3 both sides because that's a constant. X can be 0 or x minus 1 can be 0. So x becomes 1 here. It says positive integer. 0 is not a positive integer. So the answer is x equals 1. 1 mark here, 1 mark for the method. 15th one, A, B, C, D and A, B, E, C. Both are two parallelograms. Using the given information, find the value of x. What are the properties of a parallelogram? Opposite angles are equal. If this is 60, this is 60 degrees. Opposite angles are equal. And this is also a parallelogram. If this is x, this is also x. Now we can consider ABC triangle. Sum of angles in a triangle is equal to 180. So 110. When you subtract 110, you get 70 degrees for x value. So x is 70. 2 marks. 1 mark to identify this and 1 mark for the answer. Now you can try question number 16 to 21. Question number 16. That's an equation, but algebraic fractions are there. So first you have to make the denominator equal. Find the lowest common multiple. So before that here, this is a mixed number. Convert to improper fraction. 4 times 1, 4. 4 plus 3, 7. What's the common denominator? Lowest common multiple? 4x. Convert to 4x. Here 3 already there. Multiply by 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. Now what we do? You can cross multiply. 7 times 4 equals 7 times 4x. Divide both sides by 7 and 4. What happens? So all get cancelled out and you get 1. So x equals 1. 1 mark for the answer and 1 mark for the method. Question number 17. If a cylinder is created by using a breadth of the given cardboard as height, find the curved surface area of the cylinder. So that means you take this and fold it. This side becomes the height of the cylinder. So what's the curved surface area? Area of the rectangle. So area becomes length into breadth. 220 square centimeters. 2 marks. Question number 18. O is the center of the given circle. For each statement given below, if it is correct, mark correct sign, and if it is incorrect, mark cross sign in the box in front of it. A, B, C. A is 90. What can you say about that? AC is the diameter, that means this is 90 degrees because semicircle angles are 90 degrees. So that's correct. ABC is 90. ABO 45. We'll check whether it's correct. This is radius, this is also radius, and this is also radius. All sides are equal. So we'll put x here. If this is x, this is x. If this is y, this is y. You can't put the same value there because we don't know whether this is 90 degrees. What you can say, x plus y is 90 degrees. But we can't say x is 45 or y is 45. Only the sum is 90 degrees we can say. So this is wrong statement. So you get 2 marks, 1 mark here and 1 mark for this one. Question number 19. C is the top of a vertical building. The angle of elevation of the top C of the building from point B on the horizontal ground is 50, already given. Find the angle of depression of the point B from C and mark it on the diagram. So they are asking other way around. If this is the horizontal line, the depression we can mark like this. That's 50 degrees because here these two lines are parallel, horizontal lines. So you can mark this angle. Angle of depression is 50 degrees. So you get 2 marks for marking that. Question number 20. O is the center of the given circle. AB and CD are straight lines. Find the value of x using the information given in the figure. Find the value of x. This is the center. So these all are radii. All are equal. And here can be this angle also equal. Opposite angles are equal. So we can see AOC triangle and OBD triangles are congruent. Side angle side. So if this is if these two are congruent, this is 50, this is x, and this is 50 here because isosceles as well. So x is 50 because the two triangles are congruent because of SAS, two sides and included angle. So 2 marks. Question number 21. Find the value of x. This is a right angle triangle. So we know 90 plus x plus 2x is the sum of angles in a triangle. That's 180. So 3x plus 90 equals 180. 3x becomes 180 minus 90. So that's 90. x becomes 90 divided by 3. That's 30 degrees. So that's easy. 1 mark for the method and 1 mark for the answer. Now try 22 to 25. Underline the equation which is not suitable for the equation of the straight line goes through the points 0, 0 and 4, 3. So we'll first find the gradient. What's the gradient? Take the difference between y coordinates over difference between x coordinates. So we can say 3 minus 0 and 4 minus 0. So 3/4 is the gradient. So remember that y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 is the formula for finding the gradient. So gradient is 3/4. So what's the equation? Here you know gradient is 3/4 and passing through the origin. You are not getting y-intercept. Y-intercept is 0. So that means y equals 3/4 x. So this is the equation. Now we'll see which one is not y equals 3 over 4x. So when you divide this by 4, can you see? This is same. So this is okay. This one, 4 over 3. That's not the same. What about this one? When you take 3x to this side plus 3x and here same thing as the first one. That's correct. And 3/4 is the gradient there. That's also correct. So which one is not correct, not suitable? Second one. 3y equals 4x. There the gradient is 4 over 3 and not 3 over 4. 1 mark here and 1 mark for the answer. Question number 23. In the given figure, RB equals PC and AB equals PQ. Write the case of congruency if the triangles ABC and PQR are congruent. So how can we say that? This is 90 degrees. Can you see? So one way is, here we will first take the two triangles ABC and PQR. B angle 90. Here P angle is 90. That's equal. AB is equal to PQ. That's given. Now look at this one. This length, I'll take the ruler. This length is equal. This length. This length. I am adding RC to both sides. So what happens? I'll do it here. PC is equal to RB. I'm adding CR to both sides. So what happens? PC plus CR becomes PR. RB plus RC becomes BC. So I can write BC is equal to PR. Two lengths and included angle. So what's the case? Side, angle, side. So these two are congruent because of side, angle, side. So that's the case. You don't need to write down everything, but for your information, I wrote everything to figure out how these two triangles are congruent. So 2 marks to identify this. Question number 24. In the given circle, O is the center and AC is 4 centimeters. Find the length of AB. According to the theorem, if you draw a perpendicular from the center to a chord, this becomes the midpoint of the chord. So that means AC length is equal to CB length. So what's the AB length then? Double of 4. Twice as that, 8 centimeters. So you need to know that theorem. When you draw a perpendicular to a chord, intersecting point with the chord and the line becomes the midpoint of the chord. So 2 marks, 1 mark, and 1 mark to identify the theorem. Now we'll look at the last question in part A. ABC is a right angle triangular shaped land. A coconut plant P is to be planted in the land so that it is equidistant to the vertices A, B and C. Sketch using your knowledge of loci the place where the coconut plant can be planted. So equidistance means you have to think about perpendicular bisector. So if it's a right angle triangle, where you get the perpendicular bisector for B and C points? So you draw the perpendicular bisector. So here what we do, you take the compass, keep it on B and C, and you draw the perpendicular bisector. Then when you connect it, when you connect the perpendicular bisector, that means it passes through the midpoint of B and C. So you get a line here like this. So this is equal. And we know when you draw another perpendicular bisector, think about AB, it also passes through this. So this is another bisector. So this becomes the center of the circumcircle. So when you draw a circle from here, it passes through all these ABC points and this is the center. So this becomes the place where you can plant the coconut plant. So remember, if it's a right angle triangle, always the center is on the hypotenuse. That's the midpoint of the hypotenuse. So you get 2 marks for that, 1 mark for identifying the P point and 1 mark for drawing the perpendicular bisector. So you can just mark the arcs like this to show that you take the perpendicular bisector. So that's the final question in part A. So let's look at part B questions. Part B, you get 5 questions and you have to answer all 5 questions. Try question number 1 and 2. Question number 1. From a housing scheme, 5/8 is allocated among 25 residents and 2/3 of the rest is allocated to the roads. Mention as a fraction the piece of land remaining after allocating for residents. So likewise, you get 4 parts. So we'll do separately each part. So it says from a housing scheme, 5/8 is allocated among 25 residents. And then 2/3 of the rest is allocated to the roads. Mention as a fraction the piece of land remaining after allocating for residents. So you have to find out the remaining part. So remaining part 1 minus 5 over 8. 1 you can write 8 over 8. So that becomes 3 over 8. That's the remaining part. From the entire piece of land, write as a fraction that is used for roads. So 2/3 of the remaining part used for roads. So roads you can write down 2/3 of the remaining part 3 over 8. 3 get cancelled out, 2 and 8, that's 4, 1 over 4. So that's the second part. Third part, after allocating roads and residents, the rest is used to build a children's park and a herbal garden. Mention as a fraction that is used to build a children's park and the herbal garden from the entire piece of land. So what's the used part? Used part for roads and 1/4 and 5/8 for the housing scheme. So 5/8 and the 1/4. So what's the used part? Out of 8, that's 7 over 8. Then what's the remaining part? So you can find out the remaining part for herbal garden and children's park. Herbal garden is, this is 7/8 used, 1 minus 7/8, that's 1 over 8. 1 you can write 8 over 8. If the land allocated children's park and the herbal garden is 50 perches, 1/8 means 50 perches. That's what it means. And they are asking perches, and now they are asking what is the quantity of the land a resident was received. So 1/8 is 50 perches. So what is the total? Total land is 8 into 50. That's 400 perches land. 400 perches land. But we know what's the part given for residents, 25 residents, only 5 out of 8. So 5 out of 8 given. So we can find out what's the 5 out of 8 parts from 400. Land given for 25 residents. Five eighths of 400 because the whole land is 400. 8 times 5, so 250 perches for 25 residents. So what about for one resident? They are asking quantity of the land a resident was received. So land given for one resident, you divide by 25. 250 divide by 25. 10 perch land. 10 perches given for each resident. So that's the final part of the first question. Now we'll look at the marks. Let's look at the marking scheme. So you have given 2 marks for the first part. 1 and 1 here. And the second part, 2 marks. Finding 2/3 of that, 1 mark, and 1/4, 1 mark. So 2 marks. So 4 there. And the third part, you are getting 3 marks. Finding the total 1 mark and getting the answer 1 mark and subtracting from 1, that's 1 mark. And fourth part, another 3 marks. So altogether 400 purchase land, 1 mark, and 5/8 of 400, that's 251 mark, and 10 purchase for each resident, 1 mark. So 3, 3, 6, and earlier 4, 10 marks for the first question. Now we'll look at the second question. Question number 2. You get 2 parts and in first part 3 parts. We'll do separately. Part A, Chamath pays 425 for a quarter as rates for his property. What is the rates he pays for a year? Quarter means 1/4 of a year. So what's the payment for a year? Rates for the year, you just multiply this by 4. 425 multiplied by 4. 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 2, 8 plus 2, 10. And 4 times 4, 8. 4 times 4, 16 plus 1, 17. So 1,700 rupees. Second part, if the municipal council charge 8% as rates, what is the assessed annual value of his property? So 8% means 1,700. 8% means 1,700. What's the total assessed value? Assessed value is 1,700 divided by 8 and multiplied by 100. Because 8 parts is this much. So to find out 1 part, you divide by 8, and for 100 parts, you multiply by 100. 8 times 2, 16. For 10, that's 2. 8 times 1. 8 times 1, 8. For 20, that's 8 times 2, 16. And for 40, that's 5. So 212.5 multiplied by 100. Move 2 places. So 2, 1, 2, 50. So 21,250 rupees. That's the assessed value. So we'll see how many marks for this step. These 2 steps. So you are getting 1,700, 3 marks. Multiplying by this one, 4, and getting the answer altogether 3 marks. And 21,250, another 2 marks for that. So 3 plus 2, 5 here. Now let's take the next one. Part 3, Chamath was fined 34 rupees for the delay of the payment. Calculate the percentage that municipal council fined. So charged 34 rupees for 1,700. So as a percentage, you need to multiply by 100. 2 zeros get cancelled out. 17 times 1, 17 times 2. So what's the answer? 2%. So that's the percentage value that they find. Part B. For color wash the house, 6 men needs 10 days. After 2 days, 2 were absent. So first we can find out total amount of man days needed to complete the work. 6 times 10, 60. So 2 days already completed. So how many man days completed? 6 men, 2 days, 12. So completed 12. So what's the remaining part? 48 remaining. Then they're asking, calculate how many extra days the rest of the people would take. So we need 48 man days, and now 4 men. 2 men got absent. So already 4. So how many days? 48 divided by 4. That means 12 days here. So what's the total number of days? 2 days completed and another 12 days. Altogether, 14 days, 12 plus 2. But earlier, 10 days. So how many extra days needed now? Extra days becomes 14 minus 10. That's 4 days. So how many marks for these 2 steps? So according to the marking scheme, you are getting here 2 marks for this part, 2%, and extra 4 days. That's 4 marks. Calculating man days here, 1 mark. 48, 1 mark. And then calculating 12 days, 1 mark, and extra days, 1 mark. So 4 plus 2, 6, and 6 plus 2, 8. 8 and 3. So that's wrong. 2 plus 1, 3, 5. And this should be only 3 marks. So 1 mark will deduct from this one. So now it's okay. 3 marks. 3 plus 2, 5. 5 plus 2, 7. 7 plus 3, 10 marks. Now you can try question number 3 and 4. So question number 3, 4 parts are there. So we'll do separately each part. The following sketch is a swimming pool consists with ABCD rectangular part where length and breadth is 30 meters and 22 meters respectively, and some semicircular part where diameter EB is 14 meters. Find the arc length of semicircular part. So semicircular part is here. So how do you find out the arc length? Half total circumference is pi d. Half of pi d. Pi is 22 over 7. D is 14. 7 times 2. 2 get cancelled out. So you get 22 meters is the arc length. Find the area of the semicircular part. What's the area? Area is half of pi r squared. Pi is 22 over 7. R is 7. Diameter is 14. Radius is 7. 7 get cancelled out. 2 and this one. 11. 77 square. 77 square meters is the area. So we'll see how many marks for these 2 steps. 2 marks to find out the arc length and 2 marks for this part. Now we'll take the next one. Third part, find the total surface area of the swimming pool. total surface area. So you have to find out the area of the rectangle plus the area of the semicircular part. So the total area of the rectangle is 22 times 30, length into breadth, plus we found the area of the semicircular part 77. You get 660 plus 77, 7, 13 and 7. 737 square meters. A shallow rectangular shape need to be separated in the swimming pool. Its area should be twice as in the semicircular part. Draw a rough sketch with measurements by taking AD as its one boundary. So what's the area? Twice as this one. So we found this is 77. So the area should be 77 times 2. But we know one boundary is AD. So you can find out the breadth of the rectangle. 77 into 2 divide by 22. 11 times 2, 11 times 7. So 7 meters. So that means we can draw 7 meters here, somewhere here. This length should be 7 meters and the area becomes 22 times 7. So they are asking draw a rough sketch with measurements by taking AD as its one boundary. So this is the shallow area. I'll color this part. So this is the part that you need to highlight. That's the shallow part of the swimming pool. So we'll see how many marks for part 3. Part 3 you get 660, you get 2 marks, and then adding 77, 1 mark, 737, 1 mark. So 4 marks for that part. And last part you get drawing this one 1 mark and showing 7 meters 1 mark, and this is the shallow part marking that 1 mark again. So 3 marks. 4 plus 3 is 7, and here 2 and 2. So that means 1 mark extra, 2 and 2, 4. 4 plus 4, 8, and here I'll deduct 1 mark just to show this boundary. We can give 1 mark. So 2 marks for that last part. A higher officer serves 8 days in foreign countries and 12 days locally within 30 days of a month, and rest of the day are holidays. Write the number of holidays as a fraction of the total number of days. So 8 days in foreign countries and 12 days locally within 30 days. So here, what's the total here? 8 and 12. So that's 20. So the rest of the days are holidays. So holidays, how many holidays? 30 altogether minus 20. So 10 days are holidays. So as a fraction, so fraction is 10 days holidays out of 30. So 0, 0 get cancelled out, 1/3. 1/3 is the fraction of the total number of days that are holidays. Calculate the magnitude of the angles at the center of the sectors corresponding to each duty separated and for the holidays. So, foreign countries. Foreign countries, that's 12 out of 30 into 360. That's how you find out the angle. 6 times 2, 6 times 5. And then 5 times this one, 5 times 6, 30 for 5 times 7, 35 for 10, that's 2. So, the angle is 144 for foreign countries. Then locally, that's 12. So, we made a mistake. So, this is not foreign countries. 8 days in foreign countries. So, we'll change the topic here. We'll change this to local. Because 12 means only for local and foreign just, and I'll change this to foreign. Means locally and the other one is foreign. Foreign countries, that's 8. 8 over 13 to 360. So, same as before here, you can divide by here first 10 and 3 times here 12, 12 times 8, that's 96. And for the other one, that's for holidays, 1/3 into 360, that's 120 degrees. So, those are the 3 angles. When you add it, you are getting 360 degrees. 6 plus 2, 8. Now here 6 plus 4, 10, and here 10 plus 4, 14, plus 2, 16, and 1 remaining, and you get 360 degrees. So, that's the angles, and we'll see how many marks for these two. So, you are getting, this is 4th question, 2 marks for calculating the fraction 1/3 and 1 mark each for the angle. 96 1 mark, 144 1 mark, and 120 1 mark. So, 3 plus 2, 5. Now, we'll take this one, 3rd part, using that mark the angles in the pie chart roughly and name the sectors. So, we'll do it roughly. Better to take the protractor and measure it. 144. 144 is the largest one. So, we'll keep it here. Here, 144 here. So, we'll mark it somewhere here. So, we'll draw the line somewhere here. That's 144, and I I can mark 120 other way around. From here 120 means from this point 120 is 90, 100, 100, 110, 120. So here. Here to here. That's the angle. So we can mark this is 144, 120 and 96. Those are the three angles. Now we can label. 144 means local. 144 means local. 120 means 1/3. That's holidays. And 96 means foreign. This is foreign. Okay, so you can label the categories: holiday, local and foreign. And you can color this. So I'll put holidays, blue color. That means this area. And then I can put a different color for local here. Local means this one. And another color for foreign. So this is the pie chart. Then fourth part, if 2 sick leaves were taken from the 12 local working days, calculate the angle of the sector relevant to the holidays during that month. So 2 sick leaves were taken from the 12 local working days. So 12 working days means now how many days already worked? 12 minus 2, that's 10. Calculate the angle of the sector relevant to the holidays during that month. So that means that part increased to holidays. So we'll see what's the angle for 2 days. So 2 days out of 30 into 360. That's the angle you are adding to holidays. 3 times 12. So 12 times 2, 24 degrees adding. So the angle, therefore the angle for holidays, becomes 120 earlier plus 24. 144. That's the angle for holidays. That's the new angle. Earlier 120. Now we'll give marks for these 2 steps. So here 3 marks for drawing the pie chart. And calculating the extra angle, that 1 mark, and adding to this one 1 mark. So we'll see 3 plus 2, 5 here, and then 5. So altogether 10 marks. Now we'll take the last question in paper 1. That's probability and tree diagrams. So question number 5, part A. In a farm, there are 7 animals and 3 of them are females. one of these animals were taken out of the farm randomly and taken back to the farm. For the second time, also an animal was taken out randomly. Complete the given tree diagram relevant to the above information. So it's easy. This is replacing again. So same number of animals. So 7 animals and 3 are females. So 3 out of 7 is the probability of getting a female one. So what's the male one? 4/7. And second time also probabilities are not changing. Same thing. So 4/7 and 3/7 here. 4/7, 3/7. So that's the tree diagram. What is the probability of being the animal in the same sex? That means male and a male or female and a female. So probability of male and male, or that means addition, probability of female and a female. So what's the probability? Male and a male. 4/7 into 4/7. Female and a female, 3/7 into 3/7. So you get 16/49, 9/49. When you add it, you get 25/49. So that's the final probability. So we'll see how many marks for the tree diagram. That's 3 marks. 1 mark, 1 mark here and 1 mark for completing the tree diagram. Then 2 marks for calculating this probability. So 3 and 2, 5 marks. Part B. 2 female animals are brown and the other one is black. All the male animals are black. Represent the above data in the given Cartesian plane and hence find the probability of being 2 animals were taken out from the farm is in the same color. So when you take the first time, so you can label black 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Because 5, according to this one, so male ones are 4. And it says 1 female, 1 black and 1 female, 1 is brown. So altogether now 4 plus 1, 5 blacks are there. 5 blacks and 2 browns. Because how you get 2 browns? 1 female black and the other 2 brown. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the possibility space diagram. So you can mark all the possibilities because this is replacing. You can get black 1 again, black 1. Black 2 with black 2. So all these. So black 1 with black 2. Black 1 with black 3. So all possibilities are okay. So how many altogether? 7 times 7, 49 possibilities are there. So altogether 7 times 7, 49 possibilities. Now out of that, we need probability of being 2 animals were taken out from the farm is in same color. So we'll find out same color one. So I'll take this one, black with black. So this whole area you can take black with black. And then brown with brown, same color. You can get these 4 possibilities as well. So this is the probability of getting same color. So we'll take A or something, this part. So probability of A getting same color. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 plus 4. 29 out of 49. 7 times 7. So that's the probability of getting two animals with the same color. So how many marks for this part? So in this one, 3 marks for marking all possibilities and 2 marks for calculating this probability. So 5 altogether, and previously 5 marks. So this is the last question in paper 1, Southern Province 2018 end of year evaluation. So try all the questions and see, because in paper 1 you have to answer all questions and you can't select questions here. But in paper 2 you can select 5 questions out of 6. So check all answers and see how you do a paper like this. This is similar to O-level paper.